Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Developing news this noon, Michigan State Police troopers raid a Dearborn medical clinic accused of overprescribing opioids. And President Trump turns to Twitter and bashes the movement to remove Confederate statues across the country. But first, we begin with the weather. Some morning rain has moved out, and take a look. Looks like the radar is going to be busy again for the afternoon as well. Thank you so much for joining us this noon. Standing in the Weather Center because the weather does kind of top our news this noon, since we do have the risk of severe weather later.
Well, that's the whole key, and it's going to be not a clear-cut late afternoon period. Let me explain this for you. First of all, we're going to start with temperatures because we have a warm front coming across the southern part of the area now, and as you can see, Metro is now up to 82 degrees. City Airport 80, Grosse Ile is 80, Monroe, you're up to 83 already, but look to the north. Mid-70s, even upper 60s in Sanilac County. Of course, the east wind off of Lake Huron is helping you there. So we're going to talk more about the implication of the temperatures in a minute. But right now, you can see many of us are dry, but this next batch of rain is moving in. And as we take a closer look at it, you'll notice there are a few lightning strikes, but nothing severe here. This is just torrential downpours with a bit of lightning. The key for the afternoon, once we get this batch through, do we get into some of this sunshine right here, and do we get enough of it to really warm us up and destabilize the atmosphere enough to get the next batch of storms to pop up over us? If we get enough sunshine, then severe storms would be a pretty good bet for the late afternoon period. But if we stay cloudy until maybe 4 or 5 o'clock, then maybe get a few peaks, then maybe we don't get into some of that severe weather. So that's the focus for the afternoon. Temperatures, this is an average. Temperatures about 83 degrees or so. And again, the potential for pop-up storms later in the afternoon, those could be severe. We're going to detail all the effects and the impacts of that severe weather coming up in just a little bit. Rhonda?
All right, Paul, thank you. We are also following breaking news out of Barcelona, Spain, where police say that multiple people have been injured after a van hit a crowd of people along a pedestrian mall in the tourist center of that city. You are looking at new video from the scene. Police are not saying if this was intentional or if it could have been an accident. All public transportation in the city has been shut down, and police have told people to avoid the area. Meanwhile, here at home, developing this noon, Michigan State Police swooped in, making arrests in the investigation of a so-called pill factory this morning. It happened at the Dearborn Medical Clinic, which is located right at the corner of Warren Avenue and Greenfield in northwest Dearborn. And that's where a lot is going on. Local 4's Rod Maloney is there live to bring us up to speed on what this raid is all about. Rod?
Yeah, Rhonda, actually, this was a simultaneous raid. They hit here at the doctor's office, but they also hit his home in West Bloomfield this morning at about 8 o'clock. Now, what we're told here is this is an opioid prescription program on steroids, and that it was oxycodone as the drug of choice. Amidst the blinking lights and police officers milling about, the sign says, "Walk in." But to look at this video shot by the community Instagram website at the city of Dearborn, it was more like a sit-in. The clinic attracted people from all over and did so at all hours of the day and night.
People lined up here from 3 o'clock in the morning, around the clock.
Michigan State Police spokesperson Mike Shaw tells us this was beyond disruptive to the neighborhood.
And you've got nothing but people lined up around this neighborhood, sitting in chairs. They actually ordered food in to come into this place. When we actually hit the door, there's people out here smoking marijuana right in the doorway as our officers hit the place.
Police are calling this a pill mill. The doctor allegedly having prescribed more than 500,000 opioid pills since January. They claim roughly half of those pills ended up sold on the street. Dearborn Police Chief Ronald Haddad summed up his view of the problem the clinic presented.
That this doctor certainly was abusive in what he was doing here.
Veteran Brian Holt was inside the clinic this morning when the police raided the place.
I was just sitting there waiting to be seen, and all of a sudden just a bunch of cops came in the building and asked everybody to stay seated. They took the doctor out in handcuffs, and then they started taking everybody out in zip ties that was inside the office.
Now, we talked to him about his presence in the office here. They released him. He was not arrested, not charged with anything. He says that he is a cancer patient, that his original prescription was from the VA, and that his doctor here was his primary physician. So he didn't do anything wrong, and he's not sure quite how all of this works, but he says he knows nothing about the pill mill. In the meantime, the office manager along with the doctor were arrested here today, and the expectation is that they'll be in for arraignments first thing tomorrow morning. Back to you.
Well, Rod, couple of things. One, if they found anything at the doctor's home, and then just to understand, this is a clinic, but they also distribute the pills as well?
No, the pills were purchased elsewhere. In other words,
Okay.
there were prescription pads filled out here, and then the drugs were allegedly picked up at a pharmacy somewhere. So they weren't physically handing out pills here. That is a very good question, good point. And the other thing is that we're told that up in West Bloomfield they got a lot of cash and they got a lot of prescription pads. But after that, they're not saying much more about what they were able to get.
All right, in West Bloomfield, of course, the home of that doctor. All right, well, we'll look forward to learning more about all of this. Rod, thank you. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump took to Twitter this morning to speak out against the removal of Confederate statues across the country. In tweets, the president said, quote, "Sad to see the history and culture of our great country being ripped apart with the removal of our beautiful statues and monuments. You can't change history, but you can learn from it." The president went on to say that it is taking beauty out of our towns, cities, and parks. And overnight, hundreds gathered at the University of Virginia's campus for a candlelight vigil just days after the violence erupted at the white nationalist rally there in Charlottesville. 32-year-old Heather Heyer was killed on Saturday when a man drove a car into a crowd protesting the rally. Her mother spoke at the vigil. DTE Energy says that it hopes to have most of its customers back with power in the Plymouth area by midnight tonight after this fire ripped through one of its substations. Explosions at that substation near Farmer and Theodore Streets in Plymouth left the entire city in the dark on Wednesday night and today. According to officials, there is no known cause of that fire, but they believe that it may have been an equipment issue. Fortunately, there were no injuries reported, and as of now, 40 to 50% of customers have had their power restored. They still have a couple of thousand left to go. Meanwhile, the two teens charged in the murder of Stephen McAfee are back in court this afternoon. 19-year-old McAfee went missing back in 2016, and then the remains of his body were found in two different locations in Ray Township a year later. Andrew Fiacco is charged with murder, and his ex-girlfriend, Yvette McDonald, is charged as an accessory to the crime. Both of these teens are charged with lying to police as well. We'll have much more from the courtroom later today on First at 4. An investigation is underway in southwest Detroit. That is where a woman was found dead right in the middle of Junction Street. We are hoping for more information from police on the identity of this woman and how she died. What we do know is that she is in her 30s. Information is limited as of right now, but we do hope, as I said, to have more information later today. Over to the city's east side, where police are working to find out what caused an accident that left two cars barely recognizable. Take a look at the damage to these vehicles. It happened along Canfield and Beneteau. It happened early this morning. We are hoping to get more information on this accident as well, including the cause and the extent of injuries to those who may have been in those vehicles. The Detroit Public Schools Community District is hosting a big teacher recruitment fair. It's scheduled for today from 5 until 7 p.m. at Ben Carson High School of Science and Medicine right in Midtown on Mack Avenue. You can go to the district's website to complete an online application and head on over. Still ahead, a traffic stop leads to a police chase in Florida. New video captures the deputy's canine jumping into action and chasing down the suspect. A missing mom is found alive and rescued from a cliff. How long investigators think that she was there before finally being discovered. But first, a top U.S. general delivers a message while visiting China that could shape future relations in Korea's peninsula. We'll have that for you coming up next. Stay with us.
Grab your hiking shoes, your rain jacket, but not your binoculars. Coming up today at 4 on First at 4, we're going to take you on an up north adventure that's not so far up north. We're on the hunt for moose. We've already seen them. Guaranteed you will see them too.
During Walsall.
Welcome back, everybody. Developing overseas, a top U.S. general is in China amid tensions over North Korea's missile program. It comes as military exercises in South Korea are set to kick off next week. Janice Mackey-Freyer reports from Beijing.
General Joseph Dunford said that a military solution to the North Korea threat would be, quote, horrific, telling reporters there's no question about it. But he added that allowing Kim Jong-un to develop nuclear-capable missiles would be unimaginable. He added that President Trump ordered him and other military leaders to come up with, quote, credible, viable military options, and that's what we are doing.
You and President Trump are committed to our improvement of military relations, and we have approached it with great commitment, candor, and we certainly want to deliver results.
Now, General Dunford is in China to meet with his military counterparts. They discussed establishing a communications line, effectively speed dial, so they can avert any confusion over North Korea. This trip was planned long before this latest round of tension, but that Beijing went ahead with it is telling in itself, sending a strong message that they know would irritate Pyongyang. Now, there has been stress in the U.S.-China relationship, too, with the pressure that Beijing has been getting from the Trump administration in order for Beijing to do something about the regime. The tension region-wide has eased somewhat, but there is concern and uncertainty that it could ramp up again, with U.S.-South Korea military exercises set to get underway again early next week. Now back to you.
A 37-year-old mother is home safe this morning after missing for nearly 4 days. Officials with the U.S. Coast Guard say that they found 37-year-old Heather Mounts on a coastal cliff. Crews battled high winds over 40 miles per hour during their rescue efforts. According to police, she was not abducted but traveled on her own free will. Mounts was taken to a nearby hospital with bruises. A police canine unit in Florida is being praised for this dog's heroics in a speedy pursuit. Dramatic video from Pasco County shows the canine and his handler chasing down a suspect who fled from a traffic stop. They chase the suspect through a wooded area, and within seconds, the dog takes the suspect down and puts him in a hold until officers catch up to put him in handcuffs. Good police work. Well, there is a new #1 leading lady in Hollywood. New at noon, which actress has just taken the crown as Hollywood's highest paid? Paul?
Yeah, hey, Rhonda, here is the next batch that's moving in, but this is not the batch of rain that we need to be concerned about. That one is coming in later on this afternoon, so I'll be back with a very detailed timeline and a big explanation as to why we need to be concerned about the potential of those storms. Stick around, be right back.
A mold danger, a rental home riddled with it.
It feels like your chest is on fire.
A tenant now fighting for his life and fighting the management company.
It's really unbearable.
No one can live here, but the owner still demanding his rent.
Your property manager is trying to charge him more than $2,000. He shouldn't have to pay a dime.
Now Help Me Hank investigates.
This tenant has not been treated fairly. This tenant has been treated horribly, and somebody needs to be held responsible.
Tonight at 11.
Are you an intern?
Oh, welcome back, everybody. We do want to prepare you for what can happen weather-wise this afternoon, because there is a slight risk we could see some severe weather.
Yeah, this afternoon would be best described as the potential. And we're looking at the potential because nothing is a guaranteed thing with this scenario, and we'll explain it for you. But let's get back to temperatures again, because warm air is surging into the southern part of the area. You can see some of us already made it into the 80s. Now, Adrian is only 76, and I say only because you have rain coming in right now, so that's rain-cooled air. But notice to the north where temperatures are only in the mid-70s across the I-69 corridor, even in the upper 60s there in St. Helens County because of the east wind north of the warm front off of Lake Huron. Now, as I mentioned, we have this first batch of rain coming into the area. There is some lightning, so it looks like we are going to get a thunderstorm moving into Lenawee County. This is not severe, and this could actually be good news, believe it or not, because this brings cloud cover. The more cloud cover we get, the less warm we get this afternoon, and the less warm, the less unstable the atmosphere gets. So let's talk about the cloud cover now. So here's that batch I just showed you. We're just looking at a further southern picture of it. Behind this batch, we do have some breaks in the overcast. The key period this afternoon is going to be probably about 3 to 5 in the afternoon. If we get any meaningful sunshine for those 2 hours, then what happens after that could be severe. And just a wider view, look at how well developed this storm is. I always tell you, if you see a big comma on the satellite picture, Well, that comma is a very well-developed storm. So here's the warm front racing through the area this afternoon, and as the current batch of rain that I just showed you, as that starts to move out, again, we're going to be watching carefully to see if any meaningful sunshine pops out behind it, because if it does, then these scattered storms that pop up, say, around 6 o'clock or so, these could be severe, and if we get that sunshine, how severe? Well, that's an important part of the story. The cold front itself, by the way, comes through tonight without much fanfare. It's what happens late this afternoon into early evening that we have to watch. The reason that instability is so important, surface wind this afternoon is going to be from the south. That's the blue arrows. The magenta arrows are a stronger wind coming in about 20,000 feet up. Notice the change in direction here. That's wind shear. So if we get more unstable, those updrafts into the storms go higher up, tap into that wind shear, and some of those storms rotate. Now, not every storm that rotates causes a tornado, but it certainly at least introduces the possibility. So we have a slight risk of severe storms through the afternoon. As you can see, it covers the entire area. And as far as the impacts go, lightning, a guarantee with these storms. Wind, these are severe wind gusts. Flooding is not as big an issue, but there will be torrential downpours. I don't think you'll see much hail. And again, that tornado threat depends on how much sunshine we get. So 83 or so for the high, warmer to the south, cooler to the north. And again, those afternoon storms, late afternoon, could be severe. We will be watching it for you. Ben Bailey is going to be coming in early, and he'll be watching it for you as well. Tomorrow, lots of clouds, maybe a sprinkle, 80. A scattered afternoon shower or storm Saturday, but Sunday looking to be a nice summer day. And right now, Rhonda, we still look mostly sunny. For that big eclipse on Monday, we will be able to see it here.
Well, all right, that's what we're hoping for. Thank you, Paul. Meanwhile, we do want to get you updated on breaking news if you're just joining us. Out of Barcelona, Spain, police say that multiple people have been hurt after a van plowed through a crowd of people in a popular tourist area, a pedestrian mall there in Barcelona. We have learned that police are still searching for the suspects responsible and are treating the incident as a terror attack, according to Spanish media. Stay with Local 4 and click on Detroit.com. We will continue to keep you updated throughout the afternoon. So Forbes magazine has released its list for 2017's highest paid actresses in the world. And topping the list is La La Land star Emma Stone, who brought in $26 million the past year. Coming in second, Jennifer Aniston at $25.5 million. Third, the other Jennifer Lawrence, with $24 million. Coming in at fourth highest paid, Melissa McCarthy, $18 million the past year. And rounding out the top five, Mila Kunis with $15.5 million. No official new list for actors or the male side, but it does look like Mark Wahlberg brought in about $68 million last year, so not bad. He tops their list. Still ahead, a llama does some good after getting loose on a golf course. What the animal did before police were able to get him back on the farm. We'll be right back.
100.3.
Well, as a golfer, you expect some hazards on the golf course, maybe a sand trap, a tree you have to get around, alligators if you live down in the south. But for some golfers in New Hampshire, their game was interrupted by something very unusual.
Yeah, you and I play golf, but we haven't seen this. No birdies, no eagles here, just a llama. Police say the llama, named Noir, recently escaped its pen to chase away a bear who was going after some ducks.
Okay, thankfully Noir is back home safe after police caught up to him and returned him to his owner on a nearby farm. I saw some cranes on Forest Lake Country Club's golf course this week, and I've seen wild turkeys, but no llamas.
I've seen fox. The question is, does a llama have a short game? That's what we need to know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we do want to introduce you to our small studio audience. This is Kate, Juliana, and Alina. They are guests for us from Pioneer Middle School in Plymouth with their moms. Thanks for being with us, ladies. And thank you. Have a good day, everybody.